各位梦想成功学的粉丝好友以及所有的脸书好友，大家好。那来到我们今天的这个中午的时分呢，12:30，欢迎大家来到我们的这一场，可以说是空前绝后的非常特别的一场直播。因为今天我们的这一场直播呢，邀请到的这位嘉宾，他是每一个人都家喻户晓的，就是我们的亚航总裁Tony Fernandes。那我是 Julian， 也非常感恩今天有这个机会可以在这里与大家一起来与我们的 Tony Fernandes 面对面的做一个深入的交流，然后呢了解更多就是于昨天公布的这个最新的消息。那其实昨天就有新闻报道说亚航收购 Gojek 泰国的业务，准备成为领先科技巨头。那这个消息一出来呢，让整个市场都非常兴奋及好奇。而这项双赢的交易呢，也预计将会加速亚航超级App在东盟的扩张，同时增加 Gojek在越南和新加坡业务的投资。而梦想成功学也非常荣幸能够有机会独家专访我们的亚航总裁Tony Fernandes， 与他聊一聊有关这个消息。当然，如果你想要跟进所有有关于亚航及Tony Fernandes 的最新动态的话呢，就请一定要追踪Tony 的 LinkedIn。那 LinkedIn 呢，就已经让我们拼在我们的这个 comment， 所以大家只要 click 在这个 comment 去 follow 我们Tony Fernandes 的 LinkedIn 呢，就能够与他有更加近距离的这个接触，可能你可以 PM 他，或者是了解更多亚航的最新动态。那么我们非常感谢这一次的主办单位呢，就是 Dream to Success， 以及我们的协办单位 CHAM 以及 Radiant Expo。So， 如果大家想要让更多人一起来认识以及来了解我们的这项最新的消息的话呢，就请大家赶快在现在呢大力的分享我们今天的这一场直播出去，让更多人可以进来与我们的Tony Fernandes 做近距离的这个交流。那当然按赞来，我想要看一下我们的朋友们有没有就刷起一排的爱心，爱心在哪里？ Please hit more like and love, and all the Facebook fans and the audience of the Dream to Success. Today is really our great honor to have a chance to interview with the CEO of AirAsia Group Heart, Tony Fernandes. So if you are ready, ladies and gentlemen, please give me more like and love. Yeah, I want to see more like and love before I invite our Tony Fernandes to join us. Okay, guys, show your support. Yeah, that's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our CEO of AirAsia Group Heart, Tony Fernandes. A big round of applause. Yeah, may I have our Tony Fernandes with us? Hi, Tony Fernandes. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Julianne. You can do away with the Tansri. Just call me Tony. It's fine.
Okay, just call you Tony. So, Tony, once again, welcome to our Facebook Live and interview session of the Dream to Success 梦想成功学. And thank you for your precious time for making yourself here. Actually, we really appreciate to have you. And do you know that our Facebook fans are so excited to have you here? So can you please say something to them?
Well, I'm not sure where to start, but firstly, thank you, Julianne, and everyone at the Dream to Success Facebook Live. Thanks for inviting me. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, a live stream. Looking forward to it. I like your title. I'm a dreamer. I believe in dreams. I believe that life is about having dreams, and it doesn't matter if you don't succeed as long as you try. I always say, you don't want to sit there at 55 and say, I wish I did it. It's too late. Can't press a rewind button. So Dreams to Success is a great tagline. But to have success, you have to have the dream in the first place. So thanks for having me on, and I'm open to any questions you may have. I'm a little bit tired. Yesterday, my communications team made me work very hard till about 10 o'clock last night. And then I foolishly watched the football at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm a little bit tired, but you have given me energy, Julianne, with your excitement of light, love, and so I'm ready. Fire away.
Okay, but actually, Tony, you still look so energetic. Yeah, and guys, remember to follow the LinkedIn of our country, Tony Fernandes. Okay, if you can find the link, follow Tony. Okay, so Tony, as a news released yesterday, and also from your LinkedIn, we know that AirAsia Digital has acquired Gojek's operations in Thailand, and this has become a win-win deal for the AirAsia Super App and Gojek. So may we know since when AirAsia has planned for this actually?
Yeah, I mean, the journey really started maybe before COVID, when I had decided with my company to, embark on this digital journey. Remember, I came from the music business, so I had an introduction in digital and music as we were moving from cassette to CD, and then CD to Spotify and Napster and Jukes. So when we came to AirAsia, we were very digitally driven. We were the first airline to sell tickets on the e-commerce. We were very pro social media, etc. I then begin to see, companies such as WeChat and Meituan and Uber, and Grab, developing some amazing products. So I thought we could do the same. So I started that journey, and then COVID happened. And we accelerated the journey. My relationship with Gojek, started a while ago because I know one of the major shareholders there. And I always thought about how could we work together with this amazing company. They are, to me, the best unicorn in ASEAN, Southeast Asia, by far. I think most people have copied them. So I started, and we talked and we talked and we talked. And I think, maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, they begin to see that AirAsia was really developing a fantastic super app. We have Big Pay and we have Teleport. And so the discussions became quite serious. And then they said, look, they wanted to focus on Indonesia and Vietnam and Singapore first. That AirAsia has a huge brand in Thailand. Would you like to accelerate your super app ambitions by acquiring Gojek Thailand, and we would love to be your partner and shareholder. So, it was kind of a dream come true. And it was great to get support from someone that I admired. So, that's how it all came about. Long answer to a short question, Julianne.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Tony. But actually, since just now you have mentioned that the Gojek is the biggest unicorn in the Southeast Asia. But
I thought it's the best unicorn. I didn't say it's the biggest. I mean,
okay, it's the best unicorn.
In my opinion.
Okay, in your opinion. Okay, so besides that point, why do you choose Gojek? And why do you choose a Thai market?
Yeah, I mean, I started AirAsia in Malaysia. We then grew to Thailand. We're a very, very big brand in Thailand. And Gojek chose us, to be honest. And I was happy to be chosen. We were going to do it ourselves. We generally do everything ourselves. But having Gojek, we certainly, by buying Gojek Thailand, we cut the time to growth by at least 12 months. So, it made a lot of sense. Our second biggest airline is in Thailand. We have a huge presence in Thailand. So, our brand actually in Thailand is much bigger than Gojek. So those are the reasons we went for Thailand. Plan is very clearly, we want to be the super app in ASEAN. We want to be the challenger super app. We want to be in every country in ASEAN. Our major markets are Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. But aim is to be everywhere in ASEAN.
Okay, well, got it. So what is the future plan and strategy in ASEAN of this acquisition and partnership?
Well, I mean, the partnership, I can't say so much now. We'll announce in due course, but obviously Gojek has strengths and we have strengths. And so the idea is to make 1 + 1 = 5. Within our own app, we have now got clarity. We have Super App, which is travel. my son last week bought a ticket from London to New York on AirAsia. He never believed he could do that. And it was cheaper than, was all these years, many of your your listeners have been just buying AirAsia tickets. Now you can buy any airline on AirAsia. You can book any hotel. We have a fantastic product called Snap. So our super app is travel, while Grab and Gojek probably are known for ride hailing and food. Ours is travel, and then we're going to focus on delivery. So delivery of food, delivery of some e-commerce products, delivery of packages. And then we will also have something different. We're doing an academy app. So there'll be education on AirAsia Super App very soon. And health. We're partnering with some really good doctors to create a really exciting health app. And finally, what you guys probably do all the time, financial services. We want to give people cheaper remittances, the ability to get cheaper loans, etc. So what we're building in our super app is an AirAsia way of life. AirAsia is known for value. AirAsia is known for inclusivity. And the plan is to make the super app very much a part of your life, that you could spend all day on it. And whatever we do in Malaysia will be replicated throughout ASEAN. So that's the goal. And then as two other companies in AirAsia Digital, we have BigPay. I hope all your listeners have got a BigPay card. And Julian, if you don't have a BigPay card, then I'm going to come over there and do something to you. But we now have 1.2 million members on BigPay. We've applied for a banking license last week with some great partners. And then our logistics company, which I think will serve many of your listeners. We want to help the small man on the street to be able to sell their goods around the world and also provide them finance in BigPay. So 3 good companies, but the plan for the super app in ASEAN is those verticals that I mentioned, and to make it available throughout ASEAN. I mean, a huge task, by the way. And many of your listeners will be sitting there and saying, wow, how are they going to compete with Grab and Food Panda and all these other guys, right? Well, you guys are young, but 19 years ago, I came from selling Kok Fu Seng and Cheng Xiao Man and Sally Ye and, George Lam and Madonna. What did I know about airlines? And I started with an airline with, I bought it for 1 ringgit. I had 500,000 ringgit. And I was taking on Singapore Airlines and Malaysian Airlines and Thai International and Garuda. And I'm sure everyone thought I was mad. But look at us now. We are, the 4th largest airline in Asia. Only the Chinese airlines are bigger than us, and they have a population advantage of 1.3 billion. So we believe we can compete. We believe we have a brand, that we are good at marketing, that we are good at harvesting data, and that we're more efficient. So we may not be the biggest, but we'll certainly be the most profitable.
Okay. Yeah. So just now we're talking about the Grab, right? So is there any possibility that maybe AirAsia Super App collaborate with our Grab one day in future?
I don't think so, but you never say never. But I think Grab has done an amazing job, and I don't think they really, they're mostly in ASEAN already. They have a lot of their product profiles. They're about to be listed in America. I'm not so sure they, our specialty is travel, and they already have a partner in travel in booking.com. So I don't see them needing AirAsia at all. So I think they've got their own path, and they're doing a great job.
Okay. So just now, so here I can see a question. What What will be the estimate time frame to implement or push the super app fully to the market? Yeah, from the Chelsea. So maybe Tony, do you want to answer for it?
I didn't hear what's the timeline?
Yes, and will be the estimate time frame?
Yesterday, I hope. But you know, I think my first stage is to finalize the product in Malaysia and Thailand, which hopefully we'll be doing in the next 3 to 4 months. Rollout in ASEAN, I don't know. It really depends on our financial resources, on our implementation. But you know, I hope within 5 years we're everywhere in ASEAN. But you know, we've been in the airline business now for 19 years, and we're in effectively 5 countries in ASEAN. So it's easier in the digital world. But yeah, maybe 5 years. But who knows? You know, when I started AirAsia, the first question someone asked me is, you know, will you be here in 3 months' time? I said, I don't know. Come and see me in 3 months' time. But did I believe we would get to 245 planes and carry 90 million people a year? No. So all I can tell you is I'll be very aggressive, and we'll push as hard as possible. And we believe anything is possible. Timeline, who knows? Who knows?
Okay, so what is the benefit for the user for using Gojek? Will Gojek come to Malaysia?
No. We Asia will be, you know, Gojek will leave Malaysia to AirAsia. You know, and Gojek's brand will disappear in Thailand. It will be AirAsia.
Oh, AirAsia Super App, right?
Yeah, basically it's AirAsia Super App in Malaysia and Thailand. Gojek will be focusing on Indonesia, Vietnam, and Singapore.
And Singapore, Philippines as well.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I mean, we're going to open it. We're already starting to open in Philippines. So, you know, we will work closely with Gojek so that our products is similar to Gojek, and then we'll add some as well. So, you know, we will compete with Grab. Grab will be the closest to us, although they're much, much bigger. But then, you know, 19 years ago, Malaysian Airlines was much bigger than us. And now we're bigger than them. So, you know, give us some time.
Okay, sure, no problem. So actually, I can see quite a lot of people, they are quite interested in the Super App because there are some questions. Hi, Tony, is the Super App progress up to your expectations so far?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we don't have the financial resources of Grab. We're just starting. We're now raising capital. And, you know, our team has done an amazing job. We've gone from just selling AirAsia tickets to selling everybody. We never did food delivery. We never did supermarket delivery before. We never did package delivery. We're now, you know, doing a lot of things that literally 12 months ago we didn't do. So it's amazing what we've achieved while having to fix the airline where we haven't been able to fly for 15 months. So imagine what we're going to be able to do when flying happens. I mean, you know, we don't have SoftBank giving us $8-9 billion, or, you know, we've done it out of our own cash. And I think that's amazing, on top of the fact that we have an airline that is, you know, having obviously problems because we haven't been able to fly for 15 months. So balancing the two, I'm pretty happy with the progress.
Yeah, so maybe for this issue, can you please share with us how AirAsia managed to overcome all the challenges within such a short time with the rapid transformation? Because we know that now actually airline industry has took a big hit from the pandemic.
Yeah,
but AirAsia is doing very good.
Yeah, well, you know, we haven't overcome all the challenges. We still owe a lot of your listeners money, refunds, etc. And you know, I've said that we will pay every single one of it. Very soon, actually, the money we owe you can be used for food, can be used to buy hotels, etc. So it's been very hard. Can you imagine your business, effectively, your business being shut down for 16 months? You know, this isn't like a few months for restaurants or 2 weeks for Top Glove. This is 15 months and we're still alive and we have still built a business. It is a Harvard Business School study, to be honest. We haven't received any financial support from the government. But I think we're at the beginning of the end. So vaccines are happening, and please, everyone who's listening, please take a vaccine. Do not be scared. You know, this Delta variant is very scary and it's very transmissible, and you need some protection. Right now, any protection is better than not having any protection. And we've been taking vaccines all our life. So that's my push to all these people who read a lot of crazy things on Facebook, which
all the negative stuff.
So I've taken my vaccine. I can't wait for my second vaccine. And if I have to take a third vaccine, I'll take a third vaccine. So, you know, at least the government is doing a great job on vaccines. Yesterday was 340,000. That's effectively 1% of your population. If you think China is vaccinating about 1 million, Indonesia is doing about 300,000 to 500,000 a day. That's amazing for Malaysia. So I believe by September, October, we can begin to start flying again. And I think the demand is huge. And maybe by the end of the year, international flying will happen. So it's been really tough. I've had to let go of 2,000 staff. And I have, you know, that's very sad because they did nothing wrong. But I'm determined to hire them back. And obviously with our digital, we've been able to move a lot of them into different jobs as well. So hard, real hard. There is, you know, we're not doing well because we're not flying, but we're doing well because we're still alive. I think the fact that we are still alive is a win for us, you know. So, but God, this has been the ultimate challenge. You know, who would think a little virus can turn the world upside down and turn my life upside down? But it has. And I think the lesson there is, you know, you think you can prepare yourself for everything, but you can't. No one could have predicted COVID. COVID is like a movie, right? What you saw in a movie. You know, there are all these movies like Contagion and Will Smith's movie.
Armageddon.
But I mean, you know, this is real, and real people are dying, and it's very sad. So, but you know, it's a victory that we're still alive.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony. And there is some more question here from our audience and the fans of the Dream to Success. Wow, Tan Sri, how to stay so positive and optimistic in current pandemic situation?
Well,
quite a lot of people ask why. How can you stay so positive?
Yeah, I mean, that's me, right? What's the point of being negative? Be realistic. There's no point pretending to yourself that everything's going to be great. But, you know, positive, but realistic. Realistic that I'm not going to be able to pay everyone back their refund tomorrow, but I will eventually do it. Realistic that I can't hire everyone back tomorrow. But what's the point of being negative? Sitting there crying, blaming the world, blaming the government, blaming everybody, right? Your parents, whatever. Just got to live with it. This is the deck of cards we've been drawn, right? Whether we're lucky or unlucky, we have lived through something your parents' generation or even their generation didn't live through. That's positive. Now that's a way of saying glass half full, glass half empty, right? You have lived through something that your parents' generation didn't live through. And if you survive and get better, wow, what a story.
You're stronger.
Yeah, you're stronger. And number two is you'll appreciate life a lot more, right? The things that we took for granted, jumping on a plane, going and having a party with a friend, watching a football match, watching a concert, you know, these things are just not happening, right? So while COVID is, you know, you can sit there and just blame everything, but at the very least, if you survive this, wow, you're a survivor, right? Yes. You've lived through the hardest time Malaysia has ever been. I dare say the hardest time Malaysia has ever been. Harder than 97 crisis, harder than, all the problems we've had, even 1969, the May riots. This is far worse, So on the positive side, so the two ways of looking at it, I'm depressed, I'm fed up, the world's not fair. Or you can say, wow, I'm strong. I lived through this and I'm going to be stronger. And no one has lived through this. I can tell my grandchildren what it was like to live in COVID, right? In a movie. So I keep positive because that's the only way I know. I don't know how to be negative. It's not in my DNA. Too many Malaysians spend their time complaining. And I don't see any benefit in that. So, I always tell people, live each day as though it's your last day. You're lucky to be alive, right? God gave you a life. You're healthy. Go out there and enjoy life, even if it means you're stuck at home. There's so many things you could do to make other people's lives better and your life better. So, I'm fat and I'm really using COVID to try and lose weight. It's hard, right? I'm understanding my body more. I'm learning about what food I should eat and what I shouldn't. And I'm rediscovering myself. So I'm not going to let COVID beat me. I'm going to use COVID and this wonderful time that you can't go out to reinvent myself.
Yeah, it's true. Thank you for sharing, Tony.
Believe me, no one on this call, no one, I don't know how many millions of listeners you have had it tougher than me. Because trying to run an airline when you can't fly, when you have 245 planes, no one has had it tougher. But I'm still remain positive. So all of you can do it as well.
Yeah.
You can describe this as a nightmare. Your show is called Dream, right? It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But it's a nightmare to success. Right? You can say nightmare.
But someday we will wake up.
You'll wake up and you will say, I lived through this.
Yes.
And there'll be opportunities. Digital companies have benefited from COVID. Airlines haven't, but that's life. So what do? We become a digital company. I don't sit there and cry and say, oh, it's not fair. Grab's so lucky. Everyone is buying food from them. And, Top Glove is super lucky because they didn't do anything. Just everyone wants more gloves now, right? Yeah. It's not that they're a fantastic company. It's just because of COVID, they are selling a lot more gloves. But yeah, good luck to them. So do I become a glove factory? No, not for me. But I decided to become a digital company faster. So, don't stand still.
Yeah, because your great foresight that you can foresee the future. Actually, the digital is a big need in the market and worldwide. So, Tan Sri, there's some questions, some more. How can advise others at the same industry who have been affected 16 months to continue their business in this uncertainty?
Sorry, I missed that question.
Okay, how can advise others, like maybe some other businessmen or the entrepreneurs at the same industry who have been affected 16 months to continue their business in this uncertainty? What can they do during this pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is restructure your business so that when the pandemic ends, they can come out stronger, right? That's number one. Number two is repivot your business. If you can't fly, go and do something else. If you have a hotel, maybe you make your hotel apartments. Maybe you make it service apartments. Maybe you convert it into offices. So repivot your business. And number three, look at your staff to reskill them, right? So that's what we'll be doing at AirAsia. and plan for a recovery. I've been planning for this recovery for 15 months. It keeps changing, but we keep planning.
Yeah, we can see there's a lot of fans here. Yeah, a lot of people say they love AirAsia, and a lot of people say, well said, Tony. Yeah, okay. So, Tony, what is the future development or future plans of AirAsia after this pandemic?
Well, I mean, I've told you about our digital journey. We're very excited about that. One thing I didn't really spend much time about, talked about the Super App. Big Pay is very exciting with Big Pay Bank. We want to make loans cheaper. We want to make it easier.
Okay.
You could apply for a loan, Julianne. I mean, you probably don't need one. You're so rich, but on the assumption that you need a loan, we could give it to you in 5 minutes at good interest rates, not loan shark rates, at fair rates. AirAsia is always about being inclusive. We want people to understand insurance. We want people to understand unit trusts. Do people understand Bitcoin? Many of your users here are buying Bitcoin, and that scares me. Bitcoin in 1 year has grown the value more than gold took in 15 years. There's a lot of bubbles there. So I think financial literacy is really important. So at Big Pay, what we did for flying, I came up with a tagline, now everyone can fly. And really everyone can fly.
Yes.
6% of Malaysia only flew before AirAsia. Now everyone can fly. So for financial products, I want everyone to understand what financial products are, saving, what is the best interest, give them good legal advice, and allow them to make some extra money. And then finally, we also want small companies to benefit. Banks don't really look after SMEs very well. And then on logistics, we want to make that so easy for people to sell their goods anywhere in Asia. That it's a pressing 3 or 4 buttons, they can start selling their products, which was only in KL, to all over Asia. So those are the digital plans. On AirAsia side, we have to restart the airline. We want to continue growing in ASEAN and Asia. We're going to work very hard to make our airline as digital as possible. Wi-Fi on the plane, ordering from your seat, face technology, so you don't have to check in anymore. Everything is using your face. We've built a fantastic engineering company called ADE. And then we started restaurants. Santan now has 15 restaurants. Who would have believed airline would actually own restaurants? So we now have 15. It would be locked.
Yeah, Santan. I know about that, Santan.
There wasn't COVID, but we have done a good job in diversifying. So those are some of the plans. A lot to do, but as I said, you only live once, and I have great people. I get all the credit, and obviously everyone knows AirAsia through me a lot of the time, but I have amazing people in AirAsia. We have, we call them all stars, and that is a success. If you go into Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Saunders will tell you that it's made up of X number of herbs and spices and cooked in a pressure cooker. My recipe is great people. I have amazing people in AirAsia. And my gift is to pick the right people, not all the time. I make mistakes as well, but to give them the chance to be the best. Many Asian companies, the bosses do everything and the rest are just implementers. At AirAsia, everyone has a brain, and I will push people. The head of my e-commerce who recommended this website, Benji, is under 30 years old, and he's running all of our delivery business. No company in Malaysia would give him that chance. And so AirAsia, we're a little bit different. I don't care what color you are, what race you are, what religion you are, what sexual preference I don't care, as long as you want to be the best. And I will turn you from a raw diamond into a diamond. So we have amazing staff who never give up, who dream your motto, dream to succeed, and believe anything is achievable. So that's our secret.
Yeah, because you know why? Because they have amazing boss leading them, which is you, Tony.
I don't know. I don't know if they all say that. Ask them.
Okay, so one more question. Why do AirAsia make the decision of selling other airlines tickets as well? Because I know over the 19 years, you only sell your own self airline ticket. You never scared about about the competitive or the competition or this?
Sorry, say that again.
Okay, what made the AirAsia make the decision of selling other airlines tickets as well? Because
Right.
over 19 years, you sell your own.
Great question. Best question of the day. So look, I told my staff, if Julianne is buying an AirAsia ticket, I can guarantee you Julianne has gone to about 10 different websites first. She will check here, check Google, check Kayak, Priceline, Agoda, whatever. See whether, Lion Air or any of the other animal airlines. Everyone copied us. They named it an animal. We have lions, we have tigers, we have pussycats, we have birds. You'll check all of them, right? So I said to my staff, don't kid yourself. Don't believe that people are just coming to AirAsia and buying our tickets. They're checking first to see what is the best value. The internet has made the world very transparent. So I said, let's be a travel agent. Let's be an online travel agent. Let's be Expedia. Let's be Traveloka. Let's be Agoda. And they all looked at me like, are you crazy? I said, no, I'm not, because I might as well make money from Julianne, who's buying Lion Air or Pussycat Airways. If they're better than us, then we might as well make some money from it. And if they're better than us, then we deserve to be kicked. So I love competition. Most companies spend their time trying to kill competition. I love competition, makes me better. And I'm not afraid of dealing with competition. When I built our academy, we're the only airline to let other airlines use it, let my competitors use our academy to train their pilots. I said to my board, it's better we make some money from them than they go somewhere else. So, I take a very different view of life. Asian companies spend a lot of time trying to kill their competition. I focus on how we can be better. And I thought, we have a great website. We have 60 million people coming. Let's sell them other products as well. Let's sell them our competitors. I know that sounds weird, right? Look at our delivery business. Grab and all these guys just deliver for themselves. At AirAsia, Teleport could be delivering for our competitors. Beepit is our competitor, and doesn't matter. Teleport can still deliver for them, as long as, so I take a very different view of, I'm not a monopolist. I believe in, competition. And if I
or the synergy power.
Why not?
Okay. Well, so actually, there's some silly question from our friends. They're asking, will you bring everyone fly to space one day? You just think everyone can fly?
Funny, my friend Richard Branson just sent me a message yesterday saying, can you send me a good luck message and put it on social media? And he has for many years been asking me to go to space with him. I have no interest, to be honest. I got a lot of things to do on Earth. What are you going to do when you get to the moon? There's no Santan restaurant. There's no bar to have a beer. There's no nightclub. So you just bounce around and throw some rocks at each other. So I'm quite happy to be here. But I did say in my message to Richard Branson, I said, look, I'm always behind you. So, you go set the world. One day I'll start low-cost flights to space. I'm sure AirAsia will do low-cost flights to space.
Really?
But I'm sure not in my lifetime. It'll be someone else. Benji or whoever who's running AirAsia at that time. But yeah, space is the next frontier. I love space. I love Star Trek, right? I'm a big follower of Star Trek. I love science fiction. But honestly, I have no interest of going to space right now. But there's a demand, and it's not a silly question. A lot of people would like to go to space, you know.
Yeah.
So if there's a business, why not? And if
Yeah.
we make it more affordable, we'll start a business to space for sure.
Okay, so we're looking forward to the day.
One thing about space, though, I suppose when we leave your bags behind, it's going to take a lot longer to bring them back. But yeah, one day, I'm sure. Not in my lifetime, but one day.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for sharing. And there's a question from Phil Chong. Tan Sri, what do you think about the government on their planning and strategies that helping the entrepreneurs in Malaysia during this pandemic? What is the point of view?
Yeah. One sec, right? One sec. Someone is texting me something urgent. Okay,
sure, no problem.
What's my view? I mean, I think look, I've been very, very outspoken that entrepreneurs are the most important thing in the Malaysian economy. I've never been a fan of GLC. I've always said governments should not be involved in business, and that government should facilitate business. And so I support any government program that helps entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are the energy, the lifeblood of our energy. We need great entrepreneurs, you know, like Elon Musk and Richard Branson and, you know, Steve Jobs. And Malaysia has so many great guys, you know, from Genting to IOI to so many great companies who have built amazing companies. So I'm a big believer of entrepreneurs. There is a space for government companies. I mean, you know, I'm not sure an entrepreneur in Malaysia is going to go to space, but maybe the government thinks that's a good business. And so that's fine. But I don't think government should compete with entrepreneurs. And I think government should support more entrepreneurial programs for Malaysians. 100%, 100%. I'm in full favor of any government scheme that supports entrepreneurs.
Okay. And there's one more question from YC Chang.
Tony, you're doing a good job, by the way, because I know you're not used to interviewing in English, right? I can see Mandarin is your language, but you're doing a good job.
Yes.
Keep it up. Well done.
Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much, Tony. And actually, someone asking how can we connect to you if we have plans for partnership that can grow your super app together?
Yeah. So I don't use email, by the way, because I think email is really bad and very old-fashioned. So, but you know, the best way is social media. I have my Instagram, I have my LinkedIn, or you can contact Lim Benji at airasia.com, right? Or Marianne Camelo. So we'll share the emails. But for me, LinkedIn is a good way to communicate with us. I don't read every single email, to be honest, but every single message, but someone does, and they'll pass those messages to me because obviously I get hundreds a day. But we will always check everything that's sent to us. So LinkedIn, Instagram, or just email Benji or Marianne.
Okay, so everyone remember to follow the LinkedIn of our Tan Sri Tony Fernandes. Yeah, or maybe you can just PM him over there, right? Okay, so is there any new slogan? Because now we know that for the AirAsia, we have the now everyone can fly. So for the super app, is there any new slogan?
Yeah, it's for everyone. Basically, our super app is for everyone. It means that everyone can get a loan. Everyone can sell their restaurant food on us. Everyone can buy,
Wow.
Groceries. So we haven't publicized it fully yet, but it's for everyone. I didn't come up with it, but my team did, and it's the first time I've actually said it. So yeah, your super app is for everyone. we're a big believer in democracy. We're a big believer in putting the playing field very low. So for everyone, kind of fits.
Okay, thank you. That means not everyone can do anything with the Super App, right?
Correct.
Okay, so actually, what is the biggest lesson you have learned from the COVID?
Yeah, I said it in the press the other day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the lessons that I've always known, I obviously had a really tough time, and AirAsia had a tough time when we lost an aircraft in Indonesia, and a lot of people lost their life. That was very hard for me. But my belief is that a leader needs to be there. A leader needs to be open, transparent, and honest. And this is what I've tried to do in this COVID period. A lot of people want to kill me because they haven't got their refund. But I've tried to be open and honest and tell everyone the problems and promise that we'll pay back. I haven't hidden, and I have to do that to my own staff, who I've had to let go, etc. And then the second lesson, which is important for a lot of young people here, is you really discover who your friends are in business. People who made a lot of money from you suddenly forget 19 years of amazing business we gave them and start treating you like something else. So I won't forget that. I will not forget that. And I keep telling my staff, don't let me forget that this bank was an asshole to us, or that this company treated us badly. And I'm never going to forget the people who were super nice to us, that helped us survive. So it's a good lesson. Know who your friends are. There's an English word called fair weather friends. They are friends when times are good, and they forget you as soon as you don't help them, etc. That's the biggest lesson for me. I kind of knew it.
Okay.
But I really felt it this time.
Yeah. I think actually all of us also can feel something like maybe during this pandemic, who is a real friend, who is someone that making use of us all the while because they will just walk away from us when the hard time is coming. So yeah, we just stay strong at such a pandemic time, right? So Ben Kwan, okay, Ben Kwan got something to ask. Tan Sri, what advice would you give entrepreneurs if they are interested to venture into airline industry?
Oh, come and buy AirAsia. Yeah, I mean, that's a strange question. I mean, I've always said it's a great business. It's a hard business. It's a hard business because of government airlines. And, many government airlines should not be in business because, let's say you have a hairdresser and next door is a competitor. You both have to fight it out to see who's better, right? But if your hairdresser can give it at half the price because every month someone is giving them money, then it's very hard. And that happens in many countries, including Malaysia, right? I mean, I've been speaking out about that. So it's a tough business because unlike other businesses, there are airlines that should not be alive, but they are. It's an amazing business that, you make people happy generally, apart from when you have delays or when you don't pay your refunds. You generally make people happy, and it's a wonderful business in that way. But it's a hard business, and I couldn't say don't do it because I did it and I love it. And so if you think that you can create a business and create a market and do something good for people and make some money at it, go do it. But open your eyes. I can never say don't do it because I did it. I came from the music business to set up an airline, right? So what right did I have to own an airline? So I can't tell anyone don't do it. But it's tough business. It's tough business. It's a lot easier being Anthony Tan at Grab than it is being Tony Fernandes at AirAsia. But hey, I made a lot of people happy. I've created a lot of jobs. You know, people who never thought they could fly. And that is worth more to me, you know, that we have taken people to places they never thought they could fly. We have made a dispatch boy a pilot. We have made cabin crew CEOs. That's amazing. That's the best thing about it being an entrepreneur. You know, most people think being an entrepreneur is about being rich. Money is secondary to me. What's important to me is making a difference. And you know, whatever happens to AirAsia, no one, or what happens to me, no one can say that we didn't change travel in Malaysia. We changed it forever, right? And that is worth more to me than money. No one can ever say that we ran a company that didn't care whether you were male or female, old or young, Chinese, Indian or Malay, or other. We didn't care. We just went out there and built the best airline with the best people. And no one can say that you had to be rich to be a pilot. We have a dispatch boy who's a pilot. You know, we have a call center agent who's a pilot. So those are things that are worth more to me than money. So if you think you can do that, find an animal and then name your airline after that animal. There's quite a few there. Elephant, donkey, whatever. And go change the world. I've had a great 19 years, ups and downs. I wouldn't have changed it for anything. Look, I had a great time in the music business. I loved it. But I moved on. I left. And while music is still a huge part of my life, I have three platinum records there. Most people haven't even seen a record anymore. No vinyl's coming back. I live my new life running an airline, and this is my third life running a digital company. So, you know, my advice, if you think you can do it better and you think you can make a difference and you can make money, go do it. But please find another name. Don't name your airline after an animal. Enough. Okay?
Okay, sure. So I hope Ben Kwan, Tony, did answer your question. So actually, maybe one more or two more questions from the audience. So running such a big company require a lot of focus and energy. So how do you balance your work, family, and life, Tony?
I didn't at the beginning. I didn't. So I think if I could do it again, I would have spent more time with my children. And my first marriage was a disaster. So, you know, easy to say now, but you need to be, as you're becoming an entrepreneur, balance your time. And now I do. Now I'm much better. But, you know, I'm 57 now. I wasted a lot of years in that. So it's not easy though. It's easy to say, go balance your life, you know, make sure you don't pick up your phone, make sure you don't have any meetings on the weekend, focus on your kids. Someone loses out. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, your family will lose out for sure, for sure. But I can say, try and manage it. But you know, life it's impossible to balance your life. If you want to have a great family life, then don't be an entrepreneur, right? Come home, be a civil servant, come home every day at 9 to 4. And, you know, I mean, actually for civil servants, sometimes it can be really bad as well. So it's hard to balance. And I don't think there's anyone that can give you great advice, but the best advice is be conscious of it and make sure that you can try and balance your life.
Okay, so can you hear me, Tan Sri?
I can. I probably have to go. I have an interview with Jeff.
Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. So thank you very much for your great sharing today, Tony. And here comes to the end of today's interview. And once again, thank you so much for your precious time. And we wish AirAsia a smooth sailing in all the new ventures. And we hope to see you very, very soon again. And guys, remember to follow the LinkedIn of Tan-Sri Tony, okay, which we have pinned the link down there. And we will see you very, very soon. Okay, thank you, everyone. We will say goodbye to you right now. 再见大家.
Last thing though, you said smooth sailing, smooth flight.
Yes, smooth sailing.
We don't have boats. We don't have boats. So have a smooth flight. Bye.
Okay, yeah, bye, bye, Tony. Thank you so much. 是的，谢谢大家。